get right into the story there. Now, the ambulance case. I'll flee from traps set for me. Dame breaks silence. And Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Dame has broken his silence days after the opposition National Democratic Congress released a supposed damning audio conversation between him and Richard Jakpa, the third accused in the controversial defective ambulance case. Now, after his first appearance in court today, since the audio was heard, Mr. Dame said the Lord would see him through his travail. Speaking to the media, Godfred Dame expressed confidence that he will overcome any traps set for him. All I can say is that the Lord does not delight in the pleasure of the wicked. Even though they have laid traps for me, I will flee from them. The righteous will always prevail over evil, he added. Now, the background to this is that the Attorney General has been accused of misconduct after his conversation with Mr. Jakpa came to light. Now, the NDC released an audio recording which allegedly captures a conversation in which Godfred Dame is heard coaching the third accused, Richard Jakpa, on what to say in court, with instructions aimed at discrediting the minority leader, Dr. Atuforsen. This development has prompted the NDC to question Mr. Dame's suitability as the leader of the Ghana Bar and his role as Attorney General and Minister of Justice. The opposition NDC has subsequently called on President Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo to sack Mr. Dame if he fails to resign from his position. Ellen, let me come to you, start with you on this one.
Much ado about nothing. Yes, this whole issue, I just feel that is the NDC's way of trying to jaundice the public on this issue. This trial has been going on for two and a half years. And all of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks, that's when they realized that they have to make noise about it. It's all of a sudden in the last 3 weeks that they started making accusations at the prosecutor-in-chief. That is what I call every AG, because it is their duty to prosecute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then whilst they are busily making these arguments, some of the facts that they are putting out, they think it's their fact that they are putting out, it's not coherent. You say you said you haven't taken anything. You haven't caused any financial loss to the state, but you are willing to return some 2 million or 2.5 million euros. If you haven't taken the money, why do you want to return it? This whole plea bargaining matter that they are talking about, and that the Attorney General is refusing to listen to you on the plea bargaining.
No, but it's Big C that says they can
is
find the money.
Is Big C part? Are they a party to this case?
Yes.
They are not.
No, but
Big C has the Attorney General and the people of Ghana do not have any problem with Big C.
Okay, but Big C is the one that's offering to return the money.
Why are they offering to return the money? No money has been stolen.
No, because you say that the ambulances are defective. So,
and I'm saying that Big C is not a party. If it doesn't
work for you,
the Big C is not a party.
Bring it back, let's give you your money.
The Big C is not a party to this case.
Okay.
So what's their interest in this? That's what I'm trying to say. It's been 2.5 years. You said you haven't taken anything. You are being accused falsely. That is why we have the courts of law. And you've been at that court for 2.5 years. So what has happened? The case is gradually coming to an end, and you are making all these noise, disturbing everybody.
But it's only now that it's come to light that the Attorney General has made a call to a witness.
It doesn't change anything,
which is unethical.
It doesn't change. Who says it's unethical? You have decided it's unethical.
No, I'm not saying that. I haven't decided. I'm just saying that we know that. Unethical? No, we're just saying that if you are,
who said it's unethical?
You're not supposed to speak to somebody who's part of the trial, unless you're the presence of the person's lawyer.
Who says you are not supposed to speak?
Those are the rules of court.
Which of the rules? And at the time the Attorney General spoke to him, did he have a lawyer? Did the gentleman have a lawyer? And that is
we are not aware that the lawyer is present.
Exactly. So that is why you shouldn't be having these matters that are in court, still in court, being discussed so blatantly in the public space. In any case,
what was the Attorney General doing calling?
I'm not the one to go and ask him why he's calling Jakpa. Jakpa is
I thought you may have.
Why should I know? I'm not a lawyer on the case. I don't know. My point is, this case has been going on for 2.5 years. You have a political party whose majority leader in Parliament is being accused of causing financial loss to the state. As I said somewhere, Mr. Atuforsen is not bigger than any other people in his party who had also gone to jail for causing financial loss to the state. Case in point, a former finance minister during President Rawlings' time, if you remember, a lot of them also went to court for causing financial losses to the state. Even some of the MPP appointees, when President Mills came to power, he took them to court for causing financial loss to the state. You argue your case out in court. You don't argue your case out in press conferences. The MPP appointees, they went to argue their case out in court. They were found not guilty. They were acquitted and discharged. Some of the NDC appointees, including Mr. Pepra, those former appointees, some of them were found guilty. They went to jail. So Mr. Atuforsen should go fight his case in court. Okay. And that is what we do. You don't come and fight your case with press conferences. It doesn't change anything. In any case, the recent court case, that the recent appearance that they did yesterday, the judge said, bring your whatever issues you have, come and explain it to me. And on Thursday, I'll give my judgment whether this case should be thrown out. So by God's grace, Thursday is just a day away. So we would know. Coming to the public, calling press conferences and accusing people of things doesn't change your case in court. Okay, but then the case will go for its logical conclusion. Yes. And if you are guilty, you go to jail. Yes, but then it's as simple as that. But then the AG says that he's being trapped. He hasn't said he's being trapped. He said he will not fall into any trap. So I mean, you'll flee from every trap, which means that he's aware that some traps are being set for him. That is why he's AG, and I'm sure he's gone through all this. And so that's what I'm saying. He said he'll flee from their traps. Exactly. A big deal with that. Why you can't say that? No, so why does he feel like he's being trapped? He made the phone call. You should have called the AG. He made the phone call and there's nothing. What shows he made the phone call? What shows is not Mr. Japa who called him? That bogus, the nature of the conversation that they came to put there. Do you even understand what was being said? I didn't hear a word of what the AG said. You didn't hear a word? All I heard was Mr. Japa shouting on top of his voice. You didn't hear a word? And where they got that thing from, what do I say? I mean, the whole tape, you don't see the top, you don't see the leg, you don't see anything about it. And that doesn't change the case, as I said. You do not fight your case in the court of public opinion. You do not fight your case. So why did the MPP feel it's important to respond to? Why shouldn't we respond? Yeah, you said you don't. You just said you don't fight your case. So if because you don't fight your case, the MPP is not in court. So keep quiet about it. Why would you come in? The MPP is not in court. The last time I checked, the majority leader is not in court. The majority leader is not the one who is being accused of stealing. The MPP is not standing in court. But the AG is in court. The AG is not in court. The AG took somebody to court for stealing. Yeah, so he's also in court. For causing financial loss to the state. So he's also in court. So is the AG, you have to go and defend yourself. And go, and then if you are found guilty, it's not the MPP that is going to prison. It's Mr. Atuforsen and his cohorts who are going to go to prison. So they have everything to fight for. So if the AG says that he'll flee away from traps, and this one too is matter for you, go fight your case in court. Yesterday you were in court, 20 minutes. You were asked to go and come back again on Thursday and come and listen to whatever it is. Whilst you are doing this, you are busily passing by the back and begging. You said you haven't taken anything. Why do you want to return the money? What money are you returning? What have you stolen? You don't return what you haven't taken. Okay. Saratu. Yeah. Your take on the story that we're hearing, Godfred Dame says that I'll flee their traps, and then Ellen says that, well, I mean, it's Atuforsen who has issues. Nobody is denying the fact that Atuforsen have an issue, and nobody is stopping Atuforsen from any prosecution. Okay, he's in court, and that is why the court is there. When this whole issue started last 2 weeks, was it last 2 weeks or so, there has been a warning that nobody should give a prejudicial statement. I think yesterday I heard one of the judges, past Attorney General. Only one judge. That's one of our past judges, retired judges, saying that the judiciary now have become so prejudicial, which is very wrong. Atuforsen is in court. He has put down his evidence. I heard Ellen saying that Japa is not part of the case. The company is not part of the case, and why? You see, the exact thing
Godfred Dame said the very day Japa threatened him or said to him that I have evidences that you have contacted me and you have arranged me what to say in court. Immediately after that, Godfred Dame met the press. He gave his statement, and then he said that he also has an audio or video evidence of Atuforsen visiting him and begging him to drop the case. So now we've not heard anything from Godfred Dame. You see, let us all be realistic to each other in this country. What we are discussing this morning is the unethical act of an honorable man, a supposedly honorable man.
She says there's nothing ethically wrong with his act of calling a witness.
We are not here to discuss what she says. We are not here to, our discussion is not based on what she says. You and I have our own common sense and we can analyze issues. And that is exactly what we are here to do, to analyze the issue and then come up, let our viewers understand what is unethical. Okay? Fabrication, the definition of fabrication is a person to fabricate evidence if he causes any circumstance in existence to make a false entry in any book, account or record, or make any document, certainly false statement, to frame any document with intent to mislead any public office, judge, or I think that is it, in any judicial process. That is what is called fabrication. In the audio, I discussed this issue the very day the audio was out. And then in the process, I am being careful. I do not have a law background, and I'm not a security analyst, so I am being careful. But during our discussion on that very day, Adam Bona, who is a security analyst, granted an interview. And I learned something from his interview on that very day when he made me understand that you can only say something is doctored when there is original. That is one.
True.
Two, per his experiences as a security analyst, the audio we are talking about, you could hear Godfred Dame's voice very low and that of the person who is recording a bit higher, which you cannot say is doctored. I think MPP pushed Godfred Dame into silence the more.
How?
Today, Ellen is saying that you don't settle cases like this in press conference. Yet when the NDC had their press conference, the next 2 hours, the MPP also had a press conference. To defend the same thing today, Helen is telling us that it is useless, it is not important. So why did you have a press conference to defend it? Now they pushed Godfred Dame into a silence room because they have already admitted that yes, there is an audio, but this one is doctored. And so Godfred Dame do not know what to say. If they had kept quiet for some time, perhaps he could have gone into his room, cook up another story, present to Ghanaians, and then try to see if he can vindicate himself. But the quick in response in their press conference, it gave him reason not to talk about it again. Now, this is an attorney general, a minister of justice. It is for no reason that the Minister of Justice is the only ministry mentioned in our constitution. That is the high importance of that office. And then you have such a person trying to fabricate a story for a witness to say in court. One thing we should all understand is that when you are in court, and an allegation is leveled against you, you have the right to object to it. Godfred Dame never objected to what Richard Japa said in court, forgetting that Richard Japa said that on oath.
Under oath, yes.
Under oath. And then the judge asked if it should be recorded, and it was recorded. Godfred Dame cannot, the little I have understood and the research I have made is that Godfred Dame cannot go back to court and object to that. So it has already been documented that you have, called the witness, you have tried to manipulate what he should say in court, which by the law and the constitution, it is called fabrication, and you're going to bear the same punishment the accused person or the guilty one is going to bear. A whole Richard Japa appears in court yesterday, not to defend himself, not to object to that audio, and then he's telling us that he flew from which trap? Is it the one that he sets for himself, or the one that his party sets for him? Because I said this, the very day I heard them having that press conference, I said, these people are setting trap for Japa. When I saw Nana B piti, trying to defend and
Japa
trying
or
to...
Dame?
Godfred Dame. When I saw, what do you call him, Nana B, giddy, trying to respond to a press conference, I asked myself, are you Dame? Have you spoken to Dame? Have you found out what he wants you to say? Because you have quickly admitted the fact that there is an audio, but this one is doctored. And so present to Ghanaians the original audio. And then the same Godfred Dame who said, I also have an evidence. And so what I thought from the beginning was that they were also going to present the evidence Godfred Dame said he has against Arthur Forson. Look, the NDC has never, ever been objective of prosecuting any government official, whether past or present. What we are saying is that you go through the due process, you allow the law to take its course, but you do not sit in the comfort of your home, trying to frame up innocent man when you know he's innocent, just because you want to be clapped by your party people and jail an innocent man. If you are in court with Arthur Forson as an attorney general, I heard Ellen saying that the company has no business in this case.
Yeah.
The company is saying that if what we have given you is not what you want, then we are ready, okay, to refund the money and then take back whatever we have given you.
Yes.
Very well. You have decided to refuse on that. You want to jail Arthur Forson. And on top of it, you have decided to lift the equipment that has arrived in this country for the past 8 years in the port to rot. Isn't that causing financial loss to the state? The equipment in the port you've left to rot for the past 8 years, was stone used to buy them?
Okay.
Wasn't it the same funds Ghanaians are talking about that you're misusing like that? Okay. And so in all these things, what we're saying is that I was expecting that the NPP should bow their head in shame when they're talking about this issue, because already Godfred Dame's head is down and he is ashamed of his own act. And the NPP has also they've locked him up and they have not given him an opportunity to even cook another story and tell Ghanaians. And this is very shameful to the whole judicial system.
Okay, let me come back to Ellen. Would you like to respond?
I mean, everything that the NDC, everybody who speaks about this matter in the NDC speaks about, you can see that it's a whole, they are confused lot. The NPP and Honorable Godfred Dame have not gone to order 2.5 million euros worth of ambulances. So the NPP and Honorable Godfred Dame do not have anything to do with this matter to bow our heads in shame. It is you and your majority leader who did this on his own. And his own bosses at that time, because he was deputy, his bosses at that time had said they had no hand in it, and that is why he's in court. So when you go around and you go and concoct a story, we are sitting at somewhere and you came to tell us that you have recordings. How is that our problem? Why should we come and defend the recordings that you have? We are sitting here when you call the press conference to play the supposed recordings, and you want us to be on the defensive for what? We haven't done anything. You are the ones who are standing in court. So as I said, I'll repeat it again. Coming on TV, calling press conferences and screaming your head over this matter does not change the fact that Honorable Arthur Forson and Mr. Japa are standing in court for causing financial loss to the state. It doesn't change that basic fact. You can insult the Attorney General and you can set traps for him. You can call press conferences. In fact, I mean, your whole national chairman actually came out to talk about this. That should tell how desperate you guys are. The NPP hasn't done anything wrong. Neither has the Attorney General done anything wrong. Okay. What we are doing is that your majority leader is being tried in court for causing financial loss to the state. Okay. And that is what I think they should focus on.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you your thoughts on this just real quick before we move on to the last topic. If truly the objective is to deal with the issue of financial loss, we don't want to bleed as a country. So if money is being dissipated and wasted, we want to try and stem the flow so that we save Ghana some money. Now, if 2.3 million euros has bled out and the people that are responsible for sending us the vehicles that are supposedly not up to scratch as ambulances are saying that we'll take responsibility for it, we'll return the money, just, give us the vehicles back, we'll return the money. That in itself stops the financial loss in this peculiar case. Why are we against it?
What said who? What financial loss that is stopped?
How much did it cost?
What about our money that we've given to them, the interest on it? Because if we had kept our money in our coffers, I'm sure we'd have used it for other things.
Okay.
So who pays for the
So the 8 years that the vehicles have been sitting there, that's also a loss.
And that's the 8 years that
that's
the
a
vehicles
depreciation
have
and a destruction.
The vehicles have been sitting there. One, this government did not order for these vehicles. This government
but government is a continuum.
This government ordered
so you should
for
be interested in making
365 ambulances. That came in.
Yes, and were distributed
and it's still working.
Yes.
So the company, why didn't they give us what we ordered for? What is my problem with the company is what is their interest? Because the condition for paying back that money is for us to discontinue the case against Mr. Atuforsen and Mr. Jack.
Okay. That's the condition.
That's the condition.
Okay.
And so what happens to the depreciation on our 2.3 million euros? Who pays for that one? So why did they take that decision? Why did they take that decision to bring in those supposed ambulances when they knew that they were not up to par? Okay.
Fair enough.
And in any case, as I said when we started, they are not a party to this case. So if Mr. Jakpa is their rep here in Ghana and they want to pay up, it is Mr. Jakpa that has to bring in that application that I want to pay up the money, not the company, because you are not a party to the case.
All right. Okay.
So the NDC can distort facts. They can jump, as I said, they can jump into the sea. They can jump into the high skies. The matter is simple. Your leader of parliament has been accused. Your leader of your caucus, my minority leader, has been accused of causing financial loss to the states. This case has been running for 2.5 years. What has happened? That in the last 2 weeks, all of a sudden, all of you are up in arms. This case will get to its logical conclusion. And if he's innocent, he hasn't caused any financial loss to the state. Just like how it was done to Professor Jambafo in 2009, he will go scot-free.
Okay.
If he has caused financial loss to the state, that's just as it was done to some of their appointees, he will go to jail. That's that.
Okay.
Shouting and screaming and calling press conferences will not change it.
Thank you.